Hello, everyone.
This is a Rinzai temple. This is about sudden stopping of the mind. That's what this building is dedicated to. That's what this lineage that we're sitting here is dedicated to. Letting the mind stop, full stop. And in that stopping, everything is revealed. This is how we first serve ourselves, and in serving ourselves, we serve the world. If you're willing to stop, if you're willing for the story to stop right now where you are, that's all that's required. And you'll notice the distractions of the mind. Like I'm watching people here and they're more interested in watching the gentleman come in, or all the distractions that can be going on, the stuff with the sound. And how is that serving what you really want? Is that what you came here for? So to serve what you came here for, distractions, who cares? Anything else going on, who cares? If the world comes to an end, who cares? This is the moment where everything must stop. This is the moment where freedom is realized. And so this takes the full attention, 100% attention, and willingness to stop, to be free, to realize the truth, to find out who you are. You know, I was on a radio show today, and a woman called in and said, well, I know who I am, and I'm terrified of death. I know who I am, but I don't know what to do about my money, and I'm scared of this. That's not what we're speaking about here when I say knowing who you are. That's theoretical. That's abstract. We all have some spiritual idea of who we are. But to know it directly, to realize it without a doubt, without thoughts, without belief, without any ideas, without anything that's been learned or heard, but just from the direct realization of your own insight into the true nature of your own heart, then there is no doubt. Then there is no fear of death. Because you know what dies and what doesn't die. You know who you are. Then all of the neurotic concerns and preoccupations can fall away, because they're all involved with me and my survival, and me and my getting what I want, and me and keeping away what I don't want. All that can stop. And when you're willing to stop that, you're willing to find what's already here. And in finding what's here, you realize who you are. And in realizing who you are, you're actually in service with the enlightenment of all beings. You're in service of peace and freedom for all beings. Quite naturally. Not because you should, but because it's who you are.
Realizing who you are is an altogether different realm than knowing who you are. You can't learn realization. You can learn to know who you are. You can learn the dogma or the catechism, the belief system, but you cannot learn realization. And with realization, you don't need to know anything, because you're free.
And all the knowing is actually baggage in the way of realization. Because as long as I believe I know, then I won't ever find out for sure.
And in fact, everything is then referenced to that belief. And if a fear of death, if you are startled by something comes up, that becomes proof that you aren't who you know you are. And then there are layers, stacks of proofs, reference points to the mind, or as Eli said, the story, the narrative of your life. Those reference points are all arbitrary and can be stopped, because in order for them to continue, they have to be practiced. Many people in here have spiritual practices, and that's beautiful, but what are you practicing the rest of the time? the rest of the day, the other 23 hours, in general, it's practicing who you think you are.
Practicing me and mine. This is what I want, this is what I don't want, this is what should happen, this is what should be different, this is what shouldn't happen, this is what they should be doing, this is what they shouldn't be doing, this is what I should be doing, this is what I want to be doing, this is what God wants me to do. Oh, it's all the same.
And that's practicing knowing who you are and who you should become. So our invitation to you is really to stop that practice. It's a tyrannical practice, and it is deeply embedded, and there can be great fear that arises if you're willing to stop it. But the results are the truth. You can realize that without practicing who you think you are, you actually are as you are, with no reference point to any thought. And then the thoughts, I'm good, I'm bad, I'm afraid, I'm not afraid, are just like waves in the ocean. They have nothing to do with the truth of who you are. They aren't the reference point. This day I'm enlightened, this day I'm not enlightened, has nothing to do. It's just
Thoughts.
thoughts.
And so we spend our lives with our reference point in our mind, telling ourselves a story. I'm enlightened, I'm not enlightened. I'm happy, I'm sad. I need this, I want that. I'm afraid of this, I'm not. I'm spiritual, I'm whole. It's my angels, it's my guides, I'm creating
It's my
reality.
devils, my demons,
I'm creating my reality, it's all
my
perfect.
neurosis.
But all those are stories, and those stories become our reference point for who I am. But if you're willing to stop, then this unknown spaciousness, then the mind is quiet, the heart naturally reveals itself.
And that's what our teacher said to us when we came to him. Just stop. Stop right where you are. And it actually took me some time to let that in. What does that even mean, stop? Does he mean like don't move? But he was talking about something deeper, so the body could move. He was talking about stopping, as he calls, stop the search. But that search was very deep. And so it was a spiritual search, but not really. It was still a search for my pleasure and for the world to stop bothering me. But now it was a hope that enlightenment would do that for me. Since I was mature enough and had had enough experiences with a good marriage, a good career, and that hadn't done it for me. So the things I had been taught that would do it for me hadn't. Enlightenment would do it for me. And when our teacher said, stop, even that, what an explosion. What a realization. And this is available for everyone. It's not just special people. It maybe used to be just special people. But in this time, this amazing time that we live in, it is for you. However you think yourself or define yourself, under that is the truth of yourself.
So if you find yourself in this room, the heart that calls us together is the same heart. And that heart is already awake. So what obstruction could there be for you to realize that? How far are you from yourself?